Honestly, yo, I lost so much money, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's not really ridiculous, but there's probably some other people who lost way more money. So, literally, when I first started here, I heard about crypto in what, 2016, right? That was the first time I heard about Bitcoin. But I didn't even know how to buy Bitcoin at that point. Like, I didn't know how to get it. I didn't know how it worked. I heard, like, I knew you had to mine it, but I didn't know how to mine. I never really investigated like that. And so what, I think when the bull market happened, which was what, like a year, almost like a year ago. Yeah, almost a year ago. I put a lot of money into it. Like, a lot of money. Like, for me personally, I would say it was almost all my net worth I put into it. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't understand how the market worked, bro. I was like, yo, it's just gonna keep going up, 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 up. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. So I put money in there. I bought it. And then the Fed, right, they came and started fucking raising prices of everything and bringing down inflation. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then literally I saw my thing start tanking, and a part of me was like, pull out. But I already told myself in the beginning that I was never gonna pull out in the things that I invested. Like, I made that clear. Like, because the thing is, I'm investing, like, I told myself mentally that I'm investing for at least minimum 20 years. Like, I'm keeping the money in there for at least 20 years. If it goes down the drain, so I lose it. I accepted it, right? And so when it was going down and everybody was just pulling out of the market, I literally lost like a lot of money. And bro, it's crazy. I laugh at that. Like, am I the only one laughing at that shit? Because I tell my friends that, they're like, holy shit, bro, you lost a lot of money. And I just laugh because I'm like, bro, I know I lost that much money, but like, it's fine. Like, I can afford to take that risk right now, right? If I had a kid, if I had other responsibilities, then that would have been difficult, because then it's like, I can't be stupid, right? I couldn't be stupid. I mean, not stupid, but I just couldn't be careless like that, right? Because I have other people who I'm responsible for, other people that I have to take care of. And see, I've always been a risk taker. Like, I'm okay losing. Like, I'm okay losing. If I'm gonna lose all of it, I'm okay losing it all, because I know I'm gonna get it back. Like, I know I'm gonna get it back in one way or another. It's gonna come back to me. Like, the money I lost, I know it's gonna come back to me in one way or another. It's gonna come back to me. So I'm not really like sad about it. I just laugh because because I don't know, I just think it's funny, you know? I just think it's funny that a lot of people are scared to lose money when this shit literally means nothing. You can't take it with you. Money means fucking nothing if you really think about it, because you can't even take that shit with you anywhere. You can't, right? Like, if I could take it to afterlife, then maybe I would be like, yo, this shit's probably valuable. I do understand the value of money, but when you're young, I just think massive risk is what you need to be focused on. Just taking massive risk to put yourself in a position where you're able to take advantage of so many things, right? Because not a lot of people actually understand crypto, to be honest. I remember Binance had this report out. You're one of the 2% people on the planet that is invested in crypto. I'm like, hold up. I'm only the 2% of people on this whole fucking planet who invested into this? Why isn't everybody else doing it? It's because all of you guys are afraid, which is understandable. But the difference between you and me is that I don't really have much to lose. What do I have to lose? Like, I don't have a house, I don't have kids, I don't have too much responsibility, so I don't have really a lot to lose, right? So I could take this risk. And trust me, that taught me a lot of lessons though. I got very, very educated on crypto. Very, very educated. Now I understand like quite a bit, but there's still so much more that I gotta learn, right? Like the learning never stops. That's the best way to put it. It never stops. But I think right now what I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna invest into, like, dump more money into the portfolios that I already created. There's one specific one where, like, see, this is what I gotta tell you too. Like, this is what a lot of people don't really pay attention to. They don't pay attention to what direction the world's heading. Like, if I asked you, a lot of you right now, do you know what the World Economic Forum plans for the world in the future? A lot of you guys wouldn't even know, because this is not something you're interested about. You're interested in seeing Kim K. You're interested in seeing what's happening in Kanye's life. You're not interested in educating yourself about the future, like in what direction the world's moving, right? Like, what are the fucking elites doing? Like, how are they moving, right? Like, what are they trying to enforce? Because everybody, whether you like it or not, everybody follows what the elite does, regardless, because they control. Like, they're the leaders. Initially, they're the leaders, and so what you have to do is you have to see how the leaders are moving and position yourself in a way to leverage how they're moving, or position yourself in a way that, like, you end up coming on top, then far majority of people end up coming on top, right? And so what the World Economic Forum is planning to do is to drop a lot of carbon offset, right? And the thing is that that's a big deal. That's a big deal, because apparently we're emitting a lot of carbon. So basically what the plan is to get it neutral. I think by 2050, that's the goal that they want to do, is to get it by have the world be carbon neutral by 2050. Do I think it's possible? Honestly, I think it will be possible. Yes, I think it will be possible, especially once the control of money gets even more tighter, which I think is what's gonna happen. Because I think control of money is gonna get tighter. So basically what I mean by that is, like, now, like, governments are gonna control money. And I think I think the governments, what they're gonna do is they're gonna implement universal benefits. So you know how you got the CERB and stuff like that? I think what's gonna happen in the future is that people, I don't know, maybe in my lifetime or maybe not my lifetime, but I think people are gonna get enough money to cover their living expenses, right? Nothing more, nothing less. Like, it covers your food, it covers your gas, covers your phone, covers all of that. And with that, now is that I feel a lot of people are gonna get comfortable, because a lot of our jobs are gonna be replaced by robots and stuff like that. And a lot of people are gonna see this as massive opportunity to create a lot of massive wealth, and then that's just gonna grow the gap even bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Because whoever sees the opportunity and wins is ultimately the victor, right? And so let's get backtrack. So one of the crypto that I strongly believe in is it literally embodies, like, the beliefs of the World Economic Forum. And that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is that a lot of, like, big, like, massive companies are controlling this crypto ecosystem, and they're the ones that are gonna govern it and stuff like that. This is just my personal belief, but honestly, I'm telling you, the world's changing at a rapid rate, and it's only gonna get more faster and exponentially crazier. Like, there's a company called IBM, right? And the thing about IBM is that, holy fuck, I'm astonished at what they're able to do. And the thing is that not even the big companies are doing what they're doing yet. Once the big companies like Google and all these companies start doing what they're doing, then holy, you see a huge transformation. Think about cloud storage, right? Like, when did that shit come out? Now I can't live without cloud storage, to be honest. Before, when there wasn't cloud storage, it wasn't really a big deal, but now that there's cloud storage, bro, cloud storage is the most important thing for me right now, because I can store so much data and information. And that's what I love. I love having to be able to back up information and data onto something that I know I will never lose. If I break my phone, I'm not stressing, bro. I'm not stressing. What do you gotta stress for? Get a new device or go on your laptop, boom boom, put in the password. Your passwords are being remembered. Bruh, like, life is getting easier and easier and easier. And I'm telling you, it's gonna get more easier and easier and easier, right? And that's just what happens when technological innovations are being created. And to be honest, bro, I think Donald Trump needs to be president. I'm not gonna lie. This is just my personal opinion. I think he needs to be a president. Like, I'm gonna condone some of the things that he says and stuff like that, but at least I know he's the type of person like will get shit done. That's what I respect about him. If shit needs to get done, I know he will get shit done. He's a businessman. He's a billionaire. It takes a certain characteristic to be that, right? You don't just become a billionaire just because of that. You have to learn negotiation skills. You have to be good with people. You have to be good at managing money. You have to be good at empowering people. All of these things. There's a lot of things that go in toward building the characteristic of a billionaire, right? And he has those characteristics. I just think if America's is under his leadership, it'll just be way better. Trust me, it will be way better, because you'll see more things getting done. And that's not even the crazy part. I think he will actually start implementing crypto adoption, like, massively. He's a businessman. This is something you gotta understand. Businessmen understand money. That's their specialty, understanding money, right? And the thing is, crypto is money. It's the evolution of money. And I think him being in charge, he would be able to have very, very good insight on, not even insight, build the right team, the right government foundation to, like, have this be massively adopted. Because if it gets massively adopted, bro, we're all getting fucking rich, right? We're all getting fucking rich. I mean, the people who invest in early. For all you scared people, I don't know what to tell you. You're probably not going to be rich, but hey, you can make money doing other things, right? And who knows, bro, it might not even happen, and something else might even happen, right? You never know. But to me, it's just exciting. I just find it very, very exciting. See, I think government is needed to just establish the rules of cryptocurrencies, just to make the rules, right? Just to make sure, like, there's no, like, fucking shady shit that's happening, like what kind of happened to FTX, bro. That shit really... See, I'm not really bothered because I never really cared about FTX and stuff like that. I've never really put money in it. I saw their ads, I saw all that stuff, but I just never thought it was a good place for me to put my money, because it's just, I don't know. He's young. He was what, 23, and he just become a billionaire. He doesn't know much about the world. Like, he doesn't have understanding for financial institutions and stuff like that. And actually, that's not even the reason. It's just the reason is because I only want the best, right? I only support the best. If you're not number one, you're not even on my radar, right? So when it comes to exchanges, I only go to the best exchange, the number one exchange, and everybody knows that is. And if you live in North America, or like where the top 1% of the population in the world live, you're bound to, like, reap the most benefits. That's just a fact. If you're in the United States, you're in Canada, you're in Europe, you're in Dubai, or just any country that is considered to be, like, that has really, really good economy structure, bro, you're bound to make boundless of money. Boundless. Like, being a millionaire won't mean anything. I think billionaires will become the new millionaires. And then being a trillionaire would be kind of like the height. The trillionaire is gonna be the height. Somebody's gonna reach a trillionaire in our lifetime. Who knows? It might be Elon Musk. It might be some new guy that comes in. But somebody's gonna reach a trillionaire in our lifetime, and that's not unforeseen. It's possible, especially when the global economy, because we're becoming more and more interconnected. We're realizing that the whole world depends on each other, regardless. Like, we need China, China needs us, every country needs each other, right? Because the thing is that every country produces specific things that the other countries don't have, and so they have to do the exchange. And so we're becoming a more like connected world. And once you have a connected world, that means that everything has to be connected. Like, the financial system has to be connected, the institutions. So companies aren't just gonna be building like in specific cities anymore. They're thinking more like global. Like, when you're building, if you start companies, I bet most people who are starting companies now, they're not even thinking about just staying local. Back then it was to stay local or within your country and stuff like that. But most people are thinking internationally. How do you build a big business that can scale internationally, right? Because if you're able to do that, you're able to capture quite a huge market share. And I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen in the next little bit. This is also one of the most fascinating things. Imagine now everything you've ever created has a value attached to it, right? And that value can be converted into currency. So imagine all the videos that you've ever posted, right? They're worth something. They're worth something because you took the effort. It's like, think about it right now. When you go to work, right, the work that you do, you get compensated a minimum amount, right? But think about all the videos or all the stuff you ever create, your drawings and stuff. When you post it on the internet, it's gonna be worth something. And that's the future that we're heading to. Every creation is gonna be worth something. And I think this is what the crazy thing is that I feel like we're being forced into becoming a society of creators. Whether you like it or not, you're going to have to become a creator, and you're gonna have to learn to like exercise your imagination to your wildest dreams. If you can't do that, it's gonna be very, very difficult for you to be able to pretty much live in this economy, because you won't be able to grow, because creativity is what runs the world. If you really think about it, creativity made this car, creativity made the camera, creativity made this water bottle, creativity and engineering, it's what really runs the world. And it's what's going to be the most demanded skill out there. Companies are going to want more of that, because they want more people who are creative and who can steer their business into a specific direction, or they have specific insight that they're able to bring into the business to change how the business structure is. Honestly, to be honest with you, I can rant about this all day, but there's a lot of businesses that I see, I'm like, bro, like, you have this much money, but I see so much flaws in your system. It's like, I'm not one to speak, but I just think there's a lot of flaws in a lot of businesses, and maybe I feel like it could be solved so easily if you just had the people in there take what they do seriously. I feel like a lot of people don't take what they do seriously. That's the truth. They're okay with doing the bare minimum. They're satisfied with doing the bare minimum. And bro, I'm telling you right now, you should never be satisfied with doing just the bare minimum. Like, you gotta train yourself to go way beyond the bare minimum. If you start just doing the bare minimum, right, and you're okay with that, you're satisfied with that, you know what happens? You make that into a habit. And you consistently keep doing it. It becomes a habit. Anything you practice for a long time becomes a habit. But if you're over exceeding every freaking day, now you built the habit of over exceeding, so you're never limited by anything. So everything you do, you always try to over exceed. And that's the mindset that you have, right? And I just feel like a lot of people and like a lot of companies, that's not what they really do. They're okay with being comfortable, doing the bare minimum task, making sure that it's done. You should always go beyond. And this is something that I just learned just recently. Like, I work more than I'm even paid for. like I work more than I'm even paid for. And the reason why is that I realize that if I don't start training myself to always overachieve, I'm gonna get comfortable. And to me, I fucking hate being comfortable, to tell you the truth. The feeling of comfort, it just irritates me. It makes me feel depressed. It makes me feel like I'm not moving forward. It makes me feel like I'm not achieving. I just hate it. Sometimes I put myself in discomfortable positions just so like I could feel discomfortable, you know? I probably sound crazy to a lot of you guys, but it's I don't know, to me just being comfortable is it's icky. I just don't like it. I just don't like being comfortable. I like to be occupied at all times. I'm just hyperactive. Like I've always been hyperactive. When I was a young child, bro, I grew up in a refugee camp. In that refugee camp, there was always something to do, bro. You never stayed home. You didn't have a TV. You don't have that. You had to go explore. You had to explore. You had to do things. And there was times where I put myself in like very, very dangerous situation, bro. Almost nearly got myself killed. But you live and you learn, right? And I'll tell you more about that story. So there's this area that we were not allowed to go to because people in those areas, they were ruthless people, and we were in a different country because we're refugees, and this is in Africa. And the natives of that land, they did not like people going into their territory. And so whenever people went into their territory, you hear quite a lot of stories of people getting killed that go there. So I don't know why, me and my friends, I mean, we had to go there, bro. We had to. We were hungry. Like, we were hungry, man. We didn't have food. My mama would be at, like, the market. My mama was a baker, so she would bake, and she'd be sitting in the sun at the market all day for, like, almost, like, 6 a.m., and she would come home. She was a business lady. My mom was a business lady. She would come home at, like, I don't know, pretty late. Like, probably, like, 6 p.m., from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. She'd be out all day. So I didn't really even get to see her that much. And so I had just quite a lot of time to be me, to be free, to just kind of do whatever the fuck I wanted, right? And so I remember me, and I always hung out with older people. I don't know why. I probably was like 5, and I had a friend that was like, and I would hang out with people who were like 14, 16, and I would always just hang out with them because, I don't know, to me it was to me, I just couldn't hang around kids that were my age. I don't know why, I just couldn't. And so I guess I just couldn't hang around kids that were my age. I've always felt like a grown ass kid. I've always felt grown. I was 5 years old. I talked like a grown ass dude. Like, I remember when my parents would have conversations with their friends, their grown-ups, I would sit there and I would be talking in their conversation like I was like their age and shit like that. I don't even know why, but I was doing that. I remember my mom would be like, "You can't be here," and then it's just, I was so funny too. Like the older guys would be like, "No, let him stay. They would let me stay by, and I'll just chat away and would chat with them. And so yeah, my friends were always just older than me, and then we would go into like the dangerous areas, right? We'd go in there. We would like the reason why we went there was like we were trying to catch birds, right? We were trying to catch birds so we can like kill them and eat them, right? So what we'd do is like we would dig out like trenches. We'd dig out trenches, and this trenches we'll fill it up with water, right? And then what we'll do is like we'll take fish hooks, right? And we'll tie them in a way that if the bird's feet get caught on it, that they won't be able to fly away. You can initially go grab them, right? And so literally we'd tie the end of the rope to a tree. There was a specific way you had to tie it to, right? And we'd tie it to a big tree, right? And so what we'd do is like we would wait, and we'd spread seeds around there. We'd spread around seeds around there. And so we'd hide behind a tree and we'd just sit there. We'd sit there for like hours, bro. I'm telling you, that taught me a lot of patience. Just sitting there for hours, just waiting. And the birds will eventually come, and then they will start eating the seed, and then they'll start walking around. You see one bird's feet get caught, and then you just wait a little bit more, and you wait a little bit more. But once you see that like enough is, like a few or couple are caught, or not enough is being caught, what you try and do is you try and scare them, right? So you go and you try and scare them, and so when you scare them, then they start moving around and different possibilities happen. They go into different areas and end up getting caught. And so we do that, right? And then we'd caught all these birds, right? And then I remember this one guy, like this guy from the native land, he was coming. He had a big ass fucking stick with him. He was like holding it like this, and he's walking. And he's screaming at us. He's like, ah, ah, ah. He's like screaming at us. I didn't even know, because I didn't speak that language, right? So I didn't know what he was saying. And bro, and then I saw him like bring it down, and he just starts running. He just starts running, chasing us down. And man, my 5-year legs started dude, I was running the fastest I've ever ran in my life, bro. I was running for my life. And I remember the older kids, they were just so fast, but like I couldn't let them beat me. My mind says like, you can't let them beat you, because if they beat you, you're dead, right? And so dude, I was running so fast. I've never ran so fast in my life. And we ran. I think we were running for like almost like 5 minutes straight of full speed. 5 minutes straight of full speed. And once the adrenaline kicks, bro, you don't even know it's like 5 minutes, but the distance was like roughly about 5 minutes. And bro, we were running so fast. And I remember as soon as we got out of the forest, right, like the older kids, they just waited a little bit. They're like, okay, we're gonna go back. And I look at them, I was like, nah, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. That shit scared the fuck out of me.
Tom.
I thought I was gonna die. That shit scared the fuck out of me. So I was like, nah, I'm not doing that shit ever again. So I just literally just went home after that. But I remember thinking, holy fuck, that shit was scary. That shit was scary as fuck. I'm gonna take this.